Loktargar. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another orc mode workout for you guys. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't want to train today. You know, the last couple days I've came in and I felt like I just killed it. Everything was good. Today I just felt tired, fatigued. My legs and hips were a little sore. I didn't want to squat. I was just going to skip squats. And I'm like, no, I need to do this. I need to do this. Now, I ended up skipping my dips later, and I even went a little easier on my deadlifts. But ultimately, I wanted to skip today's training, but I realized, look, I'm in a weight loss phase. I've got myself scheduled to train Monday through Friday. I get the weekends off, you know. I've got to just stick it out. And squats were tough today. Oh my God. Squats were tough today. I mean, I got them done, but, you know, my legs were throbbing. Same thing, bench. I just did sets of 4. I didn't even try to get that 5th rep. It just felt heavy. But the point is, I did everything, you know. I did the lifts. I went ahead and bumped another 20 pounds on the rows for today because I know I was going to work those up gradually. Try to work towards sets of 5s with 265. I think that'll be a good spot to be in, or even up to 275. And you know, I felt beat up today. Felt fatigued. Knocked it out anyways. And I was actually hoping for a swoosh today, but I didn't. I went up 0.2 pounds, so it's kind of like, and I felt full. My gut was full from all the roughage yesterday, you know, because again, there's a lot of volume in my diet right now. I'm eating a lot of broccoli, then eating a whole cantaloupe every day, you know, with all the chicken and everything. And so it's like there's a lot of volume in my food right now, and I felt like that just left me full. I mean, the upside of it is, though, is that I wasn't hungry. I mean, that's a nice perk to being in a calorie deficit with really high volume foods like that. But, you know, I felt like it left my stomach a little bloated. I feel like I'm looking leaner. But again, I felt my stomach was bloated from all of it. And like I said, just general fatigue today. But, you know, the point is I've got to get in and do the training. You know, I've got to stimulate some adaptation so that I can, number one, hold on to muscle tissue. Number two, keep my energy turnover higher. You know, I'm not doing cardio right now, just straight lifting. And so I can't be taking extra days off. So there are days when I just got to suck it up. And, you know, that's what I did today. And just kind of had to grind through it all. But I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did it. And I noticed my arms were throbbing on my pull-ups today. So that's why I couldn't even do dips. It's just like my arms were like, we're done, bro. We are done. And I adjusted my grip. I decided to do a false grip today on the squats. See if that would help. And you know, it's my long arms, and even with all the shoulder mobility work I've been doing, and the hangs and the dislocates and everything else, my arms are just so long that I still struggle with hand placement. So people say, well, if you're using a false grip, why don't you just put them over the top of the bar? Because my hands would actually be on the top of the bar. I've tried that, and it's like if I do that, my wrists lay across the bar, not my hands. So it's my hands are like 2 inches away from the bar if I do that, completely above it. So, you know, I don't know. That's after months of daily band work and everything else trying to get my shoulders more mobile. It could just be the way I'm built. You know, it is what it is. I'll just live with it. Like I said, I'm not that worried about it. I'm not having the pain or anything. It just looks awkward because of, again, my hand placement. And, you know, like I said, I've gotten pretty strong on squats when I was younger. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to worry about it a whole lot. Just keep doing the mobility work, and, you know, either it sorts itself or it doesn't. But the main thing is that I'm able to do decent workload, decent weight, and keep moving forward. These are just things I'm going to work on over time, just like the grip and everything else while I'm cutting. You know, I've got a nice long amount of cutting ahead of me because I don't want to do it super, super fast, because it's going to be about lifestyle changes and sticking it out. This is going to be a long-term endeavor. You know, this isn't going to be one of those, you know, see all these guys, they'll do these, you know, 4-month cuts, but it's like they're starting lean already. I didn't start lean. This is going to be, you know, probably into next year. You know, we'll see where it goes. I have goals set for this year. I got goals set for this year, but you know, is that probably going to be lean enough? Probably not. So be realistic here. I mean, here's the point with that. I'm a 40-something-year-old man. Setting aside the health aspect, so that's a big part of it. Setting aside the being more competitive later as a strength athlete by being in a more appropriate weight classes. Let's just talk about straight out YouTube outreach. if I don't get lean enough for the kids to see the mass I have, because that's what people don't realize. You look at the DEXA scans, you look at the other stuff. I am not at the size of a lot of these guys who these guys think are big. I mean, there's tons of YouTubers. You start looking at their lean mass. Some of these guys have 160 pounds, 165 pounds of lean mass, maybe 170. You know, bigger than they are. I'm flat out bigger than they are, particularly, you know, when you calculate in height. So people don't always see it, though, because of the body fat. So, I mean, if I really want to convince people out there that, look, heavy barbell work, weighted body weight exercises is the way to go, I'm going to have to be able to show the size that it puts on. You know, I'm going to have to be able to show it, and that means dropping down leaner. You know, and that's just a sacrifice I'm going to have to make. I'm not going to gain any strength really this year, probably. You know, beyond the peaks that I got at. I'm definitely not going to get beyond the highest I got at a higher weight. And it's going to take me a while at a lighter body weight to even really get back to that. I'm going to have to accept that and set my ego to the side and understand what's the greater good here. What's the greater good here? Me getting healthier? Me improving outreach for the message that I want to put out for training and fitness for this channel to help other people. There's two perks right there. The added bonus, obviously, more outreach means more money in my pocket, and without ever having to sell out. And that's important to me at this point. You know, not selling out to the bullshit in this industry to, you know, make decent money. I'm going to do it by entertaining people, by educating people, not by trying to sell them garbage that doesn't work. You know? And I would rather do it that way. I'd rather just put in the work. And I know this is a slow way to do it. You know, everyone else sells out. A lot of people do, and they make their money off the supplements and everything else, and that's fine. If that's what they want to do, that's not what I want to do. So this is what I'm going to have to do. So for those curious, I just did my hook grip with the warm-up today, so that I did something with the hook grip and just did my double over with this because I was feeling fatigued. I really wasn't feeling up to do really deadlifting. I went ahead and did my pull-ups afterwards because I need to get those pull-ups in, right? I need the bicep and back work and everything else. I need my upper back to be strong. I think it's going to help with my squats more and more, and all my other stuff. So it's like it's not optional to skip that stuff. So in spite of the fatigue, I went ahead and did these, but my arms are throbbing today. They're throbbing, both my arms and my legs. My arms weren't until I started training. My legs were before I started squatting. But, you know, we got to just stick it out, grind it out. Because, again, I want the results, and I want to hold on to the muscle that I have. And the only way to do it is to keep moving forward in the gym, to keep pushing, keep grinding it out, keep doing my thing. And so, yeah, I did get both sets of 5 today. I got both sets of 5. But it didn't leave me anything left in the tank for dips, you know. I didn't think I was going to make it through my squats today, to be honest. The rows were easy, though. Those were still nice and light. But, yeah, now that I'm adding a little bit more lift diversity and, you know, the overall reps are going up, even though a lot of people say 5 isn't high reps. High reps is a relative term, isn't it? You know, it's all relative to what you normally do. I normally do 1 to 3. So for me, 5 is high reps. But to other people, they might think 5s is powerlifting, right? I don't. I mean, most powerlifters would laugh at that. Like, 5s isn't powerlifting. But, yeah, it's all relative to what it is that you're doing, isn't it? It's relative. So if you do nothing but 10 rep sets, 5s might sound really heavy. But to me, it's basically just hypertrophy work now. Not to use that term. You guys know what I mean by that. We mean tonnage. We mean volume. Because everything induces hypertrophy. But if you're going to do it with singles, you got to do a whole lot of them, don't you? Yeah? Yeah, you do. You got to do a lot of them. And again, it starts to become a time economy issue. And it can be a recovery issue. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I'm not blasting gear. And I'm now in a caloric deficit. You know, I've got to manage my resources. Make every little bit of what I do in my training count. It's got to be efficient. You know, again, it's a different story when you're blasting a ton of gear and you're in your 20s. It's a whole different ballgame when you get older. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.